Before watching this video, you should already have learned the basic principles of how carbon dating is used to determine the age of a fossil. There are many good sources out there that go into the science in detail, so we'll only briefly review those principles because the focus of this video today is how to use simple math to solve the kind of carbon dating word problem you're likely to see in an introductory physical anthropology or biology class. That problem would probably look something like one of these. You can pause the video now to look at them. These word problems are all asking basically the same thing. Here is some measurement of how much carbon-14 is currently in a fossil, so how old is the fossil? Any of these word problems may also contain a statement such as, the half-life of carbon-14 is 5,730 years, though it might use a number only close to 5,730, such as 5,700 or 5,750. We'll talk more about this half-life concept shortly. Okay, now for that quick review of carbon dating principles. But it's an important review because it contains the math concepts we'll be using to solve the word problems we saw a minute ago. And keep in mind that this video presents only a simplified look at the math and the principles of carbon dating. Carbon-14 and carbon-12 are two isotopes, or versions, of carbon. They're found in all living organisms and in all dead or fossilized ones up to about 60,000 years old. But carbon-14 is an unstable isotope. That means as soon as an organism dies, and let's say it gets trapped in a layer of lava to become a fossil, the carbon-14 atoms start to radioactively decay. They decay into nitrogen-14 atoms. Whatever amount of carbon-14 the organism had when alive, once it's dead, it will lose its carbon-14 at a constant rate, leading to half of it being gone every 5,730 years. This rate of loss is known as its half-life. So if there would have been, for example, 1,000 atoms of carbon-14 in a sample when that organism was living, and we're using very simplified quantities just to explain the concept, 5,730 years after its death, it would have only 500 carbon-14 atoms, or half its original 1,000. In another 5,730 years, or 11,460 years after death, it would have only 250 atoms of carbon-14, or half of the previous 500. In another 5,730 years, or 17,190 years after death, it would have only 125 carbon-14 atoms, or half of the previous 250, and so on. Now, carbon-12 is a stable isotope. It doesn't decay. All carbon-12 atoms remain carbon-12 atoms, whether the organism is alive or dead. The ratio of carbon-14 to carbon-12 in a living organism is approximately 1 to 1 trillion. That means in a living organism there is 1 trillion times as much carbon-12 as there is carbon-14. This isn't the exact number, but it's a round one that'll be useful for our purposes in solving a word problem that mentions ratios. If the problem does involve ratios, your professor will tell you what ratio to use, but it'll be close to the 1 to 1 trillion ratio that we're using here. So what happens to the carbon-14 to carbon-12 ratio every 5,730 years? If the amount of carbon-14 is reduced by half, but the amount of carbon-12 doesn't change, the carbon-12 side of the ratio doubles. 1 to 1 trillion becomes 1 to 2 trillion after 5,730 years. Then 1 to 4 trillion after another 5,730 years. Then 1 to 8 trillion after another 5,730 years. Then 1 to 16 trillion after another 5,730 years, and so on. Scientists use a machine called an accelerator mass spectrometer to do this counting. That machine counts the atoms of carbon-14 and the atoms of carbon-12. These numbers are necessary to form the ratio that lets the scientist then determine the fossil's age. Okay, that's it for the review. Let's try using our simple math. We'll look again at our first problem, this time followed by 4 multiple-choice answers. If only 12.5% of the original amount of carbon-14 in a fossil sample remains, how old is that fossil? Using only the information presented so far in this video, can you solve the problem? Pause the video now to try it. Okay, here the only data you've been given is what percentage of carbon-14 remains, which is 12.5%. We know that a living organism has 100% of its carbon-14, then loses half of it every 5,730 years. So for this problem, we just need to do some backward calculating. A living organism has 100% of its carbon-14. An organism that's been dead for 5,730 years, or 1 carbon-14 half-life, has 50% of its carbon-14. An organism that's been dead for 11,460 years, or 2 carbon-14 half-lives, has 25% of its carbon-14. An organism that's been dead for 17,190 years, or 3 carbon-14 half-lives, has 12.5% of its carbon-14, which is choice C. Let's look at our second word problem, also this time with 4 multiple choice answers. Approximately how old is a fossil sample with 12.5 grams of carbon-14 if a living sample the same size would contain 200 grams of carbon-14? You can pause the video here while you try it. Alright, the data you're given here are how many grams of carbon-14 would be in the living sample and how many grams of carbon-14 remain today. This is similar to the first problem in that we can just work backward. There were 200 grams of carbon-14 in the living sample. There would be 100 grams of carbon-14 if it's been dead for 5,730 years, or 1 carbon-14 half-life. There would be 50 grams of carbon-14 if it's been dead for 11,460 years, or 2 carbon-14 half-lives. There would be 25 grams of carbon-14 if it's been dead for 17,190 years, or 3 carbon-14 half-lives. There would be 12.5 grams of carbon-14 if it's been dead for 22,920 years, or 4 carbon-14 half-lives. So a sample that's gone from 200 grams of carbon-14 when the organism was alive to only 12.5 grams of carbon-14 today has been dead for about 22,920 years, which is choice A. And now for our third problem. If all living organisms have a carbon-14 to carbon-12 ratio of 1 to 1 trillion, but a recently discovered fossil contains a carbon-14 to carbon-12 ratio of 1 to 8 trillion, how old is the fossil? You can pause the video here while you try to solve it. When the organism is alive, the ratio is 1 to 1 trillion. 5,730 years, 1 carbon-14 half-life later, the ratio is 1 to 2 trillion. 11,460 years, 2 carbon-14 half-lives later, the ratio is 1 to 4 trillion. 17,190 years, 3 carbon-14 half-lives later, the ratio is 1 to 8 trillion. So our answer is B. The fossil is about 17,190 years old. Now please remember that this video has presented only a simplified version of the techniques and principles used in carbon dating, so further research is encouraged. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.